Hello, my name's Craig McCurry. I'm the writer and director of a new film called The Singularity Protocol. Recently, I've had some issues with the marketing of the film in terms of some basically AI gatekeepers or something to that effect, um, basically flagging this film as being, well, uh, shocking content or something to that effect. Don't know exactly the reason why I'm getting flagged on this film, but there's another video I talk a bit about it regarding the issue. But basically, it's kind of shut me down on marketing the film. At least it's very difficult. And it got me to thinking about how dependent we are on just a few companies who get to decide the rules of the road, so to speak. We've actually have started to lose our ability to act independently in a way uh, with the technology and the tools that we kind of depend upon. The pipeline on the internet and also the companies that kind of control that space and also the social media companies. There's only a few companies really that control 90% or so of that whole domain. And so, effectively, we are held hostage, if you will, a bit to whatever the policies or their procedures or whatever in terms of communicating with the public. Yes, there's the ability to show things, but if you can't effectively talk about it or market it or this sort of thing, it will definitely impact your ability to gain traction in the marketplace. So this film obviously has that problem, right? Okay, so it got to me thinking, like, what do I do about that? I mean, I effectively am not. I'm trying to find different ways to push the film forward, but it's I'm up against a fairly big system, and I don't know the reasons why. If you ever tried to talk to an AI, it's kind of impossible. I don't know if you've had that frustrating experience, but this film is a warning about AI actually. So this is I kind of. When I was writing the script, I already had some ideas of the future of what might happen as we progress into this new world of AI and its control mechanisms as humans, as we confront that issue. In fact, if you see at the beginning of this film, there's a title card that talks about the truth being buried. And this was a projection from a storytelling angle to say that a film like this in the future could be considered being banned or something like that, because it's talking about an issue that might not be favorable to the AIs of the future. And also in the film, you see at the very end, you'll see also a bit of it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek kind of issue, but I basically described that, only the people who actually own the DVD of this film would be the ones that would actually have a copy in the future. I mean, the film could be essentially erased in the future if the AIs deem it to be in their interest, I guess. And yeah. I think the film has an important message, and that's why I wrote the script and I went through the effort of making the film. And I was hoping a lot of people could see the film and provoke conversations about AI and the future it has with our society and maybe some of the dangers up ahead. I think it's important to talk about these issues. And actually, I had a couple teachers reach out to me and say, hey, maybe they'd like to show it in front of their class. And that got me thinking. Well, how about, it's hard for me to get out a film in a way if I'm kind of stymied by the AI gatekeepers, right? So in the current way that we distribute films typically, and not only distribute, but market films. Because it's actually the marketing component that's actually extremely important in order to get the word out. You can't really just put something out on YouTube and expect it to do well. you have to do some marketing behind it. Everybody has to market. And if you can't market, if you're stopped by the gatekeeper, so to speak, then effectively your film can just basically kind of die, so to speak. So that's kind of what I'm facing a little bit with this film, for sure, and the inability to market the film. And so in that regard, I thought, well, geez, how can I get the film out to where people can see it and talk about it? And maybe going backwards in time, I know this is probably maybe won't work, but DVDs. Yeah, DVDs. I mean, you actually can buy the DVD, keep it on your shelf, and you can watch it whenever you like, and it won't go away, so to speak. But my intention was not necessarily to sell a bunch of DVDs, even though that's going to be very difficult to do these days. Because I mean, very few people have a DVD player anymore. But for those who do, it's still an option. But more importantly, I thought, well, the school systems, the schools, universities, colleges, they still have DVDs at the schools, and they can show films like the Singularity Protocol to provoke a conversation among students. And I thought, well, maybe that's what I should do. I should offer a deal where we could sell like 5 DVDs at a time at a very inexpensive rate, and get them out to people who believe in the message of the Singularity Protocol, what it talks about, and provoke conversations around the United States about this issue. And so, it's hard to justify sending one DVD at a time, per se, to people. Certainly that can be done, but people are going to be resistant on the cost of all that. But I thought, if I sold it in a bundle of, let's say, 5 DVDs, the idea that people would buy this education pack, and then they would hand out the DVDs to people, to hand it out to teachers, hand it out to some friends. This is a way to get the conversation going. That word of mouth, that person that gives the DVD to another person, that really has impact. They're much more likely to sit down and watch the film than, so this is one way. It's kind of a bit retro, right? This is getting around those AI gatekeepers, and it's using the U.S. mail system to get the film out and let people not only see it but provoke conversation about it, and about the idea that is behind the film in terms of the dangers of AI in our future. So I'm going to put a link on the website where people can get more information about the film and the DVD release of the film. This is for certainly, we are kind of at a stranglehold with only a few companies that control this mechanism. And so it's something to be concerned about. And if that rings true to you, go take a look at the film if you can find it online still. And if you can, watch it. If you like to share the film with other people, or you want to give it to some teachers that and encourage them to maybe show it to some classrooms, wonderful. I think even the young people could start talking about this technology and what it means for their future. There's obviously a huge marketing campaign on the pro AI side to push that agenda forward. I mean, I recognize that there's going to be a lot of good things that AIs will be able to do for us, of course, but somehow I think that, maybe the pros and negatives are maybe not well balanced for our long-term future. So I think that's something that we need to discuss. All right. Thank you for listening.